All right, the Reds, it is the preview show, and we are previewing Liverpool v Aston Villa. Saturday, 3 o'clock at Anfield. Steven Gerrard coming back in the dugout for Aston Villa. And Liverpool, strong favourites as ever. It feels like we're always repeating ourselves on these shows. Liverpool are brilliant right now. They are 9-2 on to win this game. It's 11-2 for the draw. And Aston Villa, if you fancy them to get a win at Anfield on Saturday, you can get 11-1. Got Neil Jones with me from Goal, the Liverpool reporter for Goal. Mad stat to start off with, Neil. Liverpool lost 8 of their first 12 league games in 2021, failing to score in 7 of those games. Since then, the Reds have scored in all 25 of their Premier League games that have followed and lost only once, winning 18 and drawing 6. Now, there's going to be loads of focus on Gerrard. Yeah. We know there is. I'm sure you've been asked to do stuff. I've been asked to do stuff. Everyone's ringing up. It's the story. It's the narrative. Yeah. But if you're Steven Gerrard sat in your office at Aston Villa, plotting how to try and stop this Liverpool side, that's quite the task, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I remember those, you brought back bad memories there with them early games of 2021. They were grim times in the freezing cold of an empty Anfield, watching Brighton and Burnley and Everton and whoever else come and win. But if you think back to last season, Villa gave Liverpool 2 tough games, and they obviously absolutely battered them in the first game at Villa Park, and then it needed a late winner from Trent to get the revenge win. And in between that, there was that crazy FA Cup game as well in the January, which we won't really talk about that one really. But so they've given Liverpool a hard time. I think they've got players that would give Liverpool a hard time. But this is a different Liverpool side to them. You know, it's not got, with the greatest respect, it's not got Reece Williams and it's not got Ozan Kabak and Nat Phillips, you know, having to start games. It's got a better structure to it, and it's scoring goals for fun, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't seem to matter who plays. You know, whether it's Divock Origi, Diogo Jota, whoever, Tyler Morton, they're still able to play properly and win games. Steven's had a good influence on Villa. They've had a good start to life under him, some big wins, but this is a step up, and I think he'll be. What was it, 11-2 the draw? I think he'd bite your hand off for that. To be honest.
He absolutely would, wouldn't he? Liverpool have won their last 6 games since losing to West Ham. So that's Arsenal, Porto, Southampton, Everton, Wolves and AC Milan. They've scored 17 goals in those games. They've conceded only 2 and they've kept 4 clean sheets. Currently second in the league, only a point behind Man City. Aston Villa are in 10th on 19 points. But as Neil says there, you know, they've improved under Gerrard. Sunday's win, over Leicester was Gerrard's 3rd in his first 4 matches at Villa. And the only defeat is to Manchester City, and they got a goal there. They gave them a game. It was 5 defeats on the spin before that got Dean Smith the sack. And when you sort of look at their results and certainly their performances since Gerrard's come in, it's clear he's changed things, isn't it? Because even just looking at the stats, you can see that there's a little less possession, but there's a little less chances for the other side. It's like he's got, the first thing he said when he's got in there is, let's stop conceding goals, lads. Let's get a little tighter. I don't know if you've seen the interview he did with Carragher, and he's talking about being aggressive and making the other side. What did they say? I want the other side to feel us. And I thought that's very Steven Gerrard, isn't it?
Funny enough, I mean, it is interesting because I think when Stevie was a manager, we associate him with being this sort of all-action, risk-taking sort of player that, you know, sometimes people said he lacked discipline or positional sort of sense, you know, and we maybe thought as a manager, is he going to be sort of a bit of a gung-ho, you know, real emotional sort of manager? And the first thing he did at Rangers really when he went in was he really made them hard to beat, or harder to beat. Sorted the defence out, and then from there they built into the team that was going to dominate games. So not surprised that he's doing similar at Villa. I spoke to a couple of people who played for him at Rangers this week, previewing a piece that's got out tomorrow, but and he said he used to reiterate, be horrible. He said, because when he was in Scotland, he said, wherever you went, whether it was Aberdeen, Dundee United, Hibernian, whoever, he said they were always going to be horrible to play against. He said, and Gerrard's mantra was, we'll be as horrible as they are, and then we'll be better than them when we play. So, I mean, it's not going to be that easy to do that with Villa, because obviously the level's greater, but I can see exactly the signs that he's done that. You know, he's made them, you know, they scored a winner from a set piece, didn't they, last week against Leicester. To be fair, they got really done over in the first half. They could have been 2 or 3 down against Leicester, but hung in there and got the win. Even City, you know, they were second best for most of that, but still ended up in the game. So I think he's starting to put in some, you know, some spirit and maybe.
All right, the Reds, thanks very much for getting stuck into that little snippet there of Anfield Wrap content. If you want the rest of that show and much more besides, click the link below, subscribe to the Anfield Wrap Premium, and for that you will get reviews, previews, exclusive interviews, post-match content, the full it. Get involved, follow us, follow them from the heart of Liverpool. Up the Reds.